Hey, what's up guys? Cloud Truth here, and welcome to part 1 of Medal of Honor Warfighter 101, a series at which I'm going to be breaking down Medal of Honor Warfighter prior to the beta release for the Xbox 360 and the full version of the game coming out in late October. What my goal is for the series is to give you guys a better knowledge and understanding about the game so you know what to expect when you get to jump into the game yourself. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing several different topics, and the first thing I want to say before getting into the first one is that all information discussed in this video is prior to any public release of the beta and the full version of the game in October. So keep that in mind while watching this video. So the first topic I'm going to be discussing today is a combination of several different things, and that's going to be general information about the game, history, how it relates to Medal of Honor 2010, and the single player. So Medal of Honor Warfighter, developed by Danger Close and published by Electronic Arts, is a sequel to Medal of Honor 2010, which was also published by Electronic Arts but had two different developers. Danger Close, which developed the single player, and DICE, the makers of Battlefield 3, that developed the multiplayer. Now while some enjoyed the multiplayer, such as myself, for its fast-paced gameplay, weapon balance among non-exclusive guns, function of the score chain system, and with that, the cruise missile, the final offensive support action you can obtain in multiplayer, and it offers one of the most epic explosions you will ever see in any online first-person shooter. And I will get one of those later in this gameplay, so if you've never seen one, be sure to stay tuned for that. On the other hand, many found the game frustrating with its constant glitches, bad spawn locations, small maps, exclusive and overpowered weapons, and overall a lack of variety in multiplayer. By the time the game released in the fall of 2010, DICE had already moved on to the production of Battlefield 3 and thus left Medal of Honor 2010 behind and showed no support for the game except for one patch that did not fix many of the multiplayer issues, leaving this game very broken. With the multiplayer turning off some players to the game and getting them very frustrated with DICE, the single player offered a more positive outlook with its intense, immersing campaign that primarily focused around 4 Tier 1 Navy SEAL operators in Afghanistan called AFO Team Neptune, and you get to play as one of these operators codenamed Rabbit. While the campaign may have been a bit short, it showcased strong themes such as brotherhood and sacrifice as the player got a small glimpse into the real world of what these men go through. With the campaign being a success in Medal of Honor 2010, Danger Close is returning 3 of the AFO Team Neptune members in Warfighter: Mother, Preacher, and Voodoo, with the story primarily focusing around Preacher. Knowing that Danger Close can develop a fantastic single player, the expectations for Warfighter's campaign are pretty high. However, the main question surrounding Danger Close and their development of Medal of Honor Warfighter is the multiplayer. And with the known information about Medal of Honor Warfighter's multiplayer, it's clear that Danger Close is developing a multiplayer with a much different experience than that of 2010. This brings me into my next topic for today's video, and that's going to be the multiplayer. And more specifically, right now, we're going to be talking about the class system. One of the first major changes Danger Close is implementing in Warfighter is giving the player the option to choose from over 10 nationalities worldwide, with a total of 12 playable units when deciding on what character to play as. Within each unit, the player is given 6 different class options to choose from: Pointman, Sniper, Heavy Gunner, Spec Ops, Demolitions, and Assaulter. And each class is given their own unique ability and access to score chains. Right now we're going to talk about the different classes and their unique abilities. Starting with the fastest of the 6 classes, we have the Spec Ops class. The Spec Ops class has something called the Spec Ops Vision for its ability. And what that is a scanning tool that will reveal enemies close by for a very short amount of time. With a combination of his speed and UAV-like ability, the Spec Ops class can be very useful for getting to objectives quickly and getting behind enemy lines. The next class on the list we have is called Pointman. The Pointman's class ability is something called Heavy Hitters, and what that ability does is it gives the Pointman one magazine that will do extra damage for the entire duration of that magazine, giving them an advantage in a particular one-on-one engagement. The next class we have is the Assaulter class. This Assaulter class has got the ability of using the M320 semi-automatic grenade launcher. This gives the Assaulter class a very powerful weapon at its disposal and could prove to be very useful when attempting to clear out a building. After the Assaulter, the next class on the list is the Sniper class. Moving slower than the Assaulter and the Pointman classes, the Sniper class has the ability to deploy a bipod for a larger view of the minimap and a significant increase in accuracy. Just like many other first-person shooters, the Sniper class is best suited for long-range engagements and a larger view over the map. Following the Sniper, we have the Heavy Gunner class, which is very similar to the Sniper class, has the exact same ability and fairly similar purposes. the Heavy Gunner class will be most useful for holding down key areas and corridors, especially with the increased accuracy it gets when having the bipod deployed. The final class on our list is the Demolitions class, and the ability of this class is something called Tank Mode. And what Tank Mode is it grants you extra armor to wear until it all becomes depleted, making the Demolitions class very powerful up close, but extremely slow when moving around the map. This class system in Warfighter is very different from that of Medal of Honor 2010, but the player only had 3 different class options to choose from: Rifleman, Spec Ops, and Sniper. The last topic I'm going to discuss in today's video is going to be the weapons of Medal of Honor Warfighter. Now, while not a lot is known exactly how many guns are going to be in the game, I can give you guys some known default starting weapons, one from each of the 6 classes. However, these are from different nationalities, so I'm not sure if these will carry over to all nationalities with all classes, or if they're going to differentiate between each nationality across the board. If you do know, you can leave a comment down below. However, there are other articles out there that say exactly how many guns are going to be in the game, but a lot of them are Wikipedia-like sources, and I don't trust them enough to bring you guys that information, and I don't want to bring you all some false information about the weapons in the game. Also, I'm going to be talking about the grenade types, as they do differentiate between the classes. So I'm going to be listing the nationality and the default guns in each class, as well as the grenade type. The first class we're going to talk about is the U.S. Navy SEAL Sniper class. The grenade type is Proximity Mine, and the default starting gun is the TAC 300 Sniper Rifle. The Polish Grom Assaultier will be the next class. The grenade type will be Frag, and the default gun is going to be the HK 416 Assault Rifle. The SFODD Demolitions is going to be the next class. The grenade type is Remote Charge, sounds like C4, and the default gun is going to be the AA-12 Shotgun. The Canadian JTF-2 Heavy Gunner is going to be the next class. The grenade type is Mini Frags, and the default weapon is the M249 Light Machine Gun. The Australian SRS Pointman is going to be the next class. The grenade type is Flashbang, and the default starting gun is the F88 Assault Rifle. And finally, the USOG Spec Ops class is the last one. The grenade type is Frag, and the default gun is the MP7 submachine gun. So that's going to wrap it up for this part of Medal of Honor Warfighter 101. Be sure to stick around for part 2, as I discuss many more multiplayer topics such as support actions or score chains, maps, game modes, and much more. Hope you guys found this informative, and if you have any questions, concerns, or thoughts, please leave them below in the comments section. Hope you enjoyed, and see you next time. Bye.